In this episode, we'll be breaking down the content strategy that you can use for your podcast Instagram to increase downloads and subscribers for your podcast. Hey everyone, welcome to Impact Podcaster Academy. My name is Alec Casson, and I help podcasters create more impact and income with their podcasts without them needing to rely on getting sponsors or going viral. Now, I'm sure you've heard of that famous saying that goes along the lines of those who fail to plan to fail. Now, this is something that is very true because without a plan, you can't expect to reach your goals. And without goals, how in the world can you expect to make a plan? You know what I mean? So having a plan for your podcast and the content that you're going to post on your podcast's Instagram page is crucial because it gives you something to measure your growth against. It also allows you to see the path that you're taking and can allow you to pivot if it's not leading you towards your goal. Now, essentially, a plan is like walking down a road on a clear day, and not having a plan is like walking down a road blindfolded. You know, you're only able to kind of grasp the thing that comes right in front of you. Now, not only is walking with a blindfold very stressful, but it can lead you to being tripped up or walking into something that's dangerous that you may not even know is right there. So let's put together a plan for your podcast Instagram page so you won't be walking blindfolded, essentially. So first thing you should understand is that there are a variety of different content types that are on Instagram. The most common type of content on Instagram are the single posts. You know, it's just a single post, very versatile because it could be an infographic, a meme, a before and after photo, just simple text on a blank background, or it could be a photo of you just going about your life. There are many ways of doing a single post. The main benefit of this type of content is that it can build a connection with your audience. Someone who sees the photo and stops, they're likely to scroll down, read the caption that you have right below the photo. You know, you can tell your story, lead them to a call to action. It kind of creates that bond. And then a level up from a single post are the carousels. Now, these are multiple posts or videos that are kind of strung together in a single post. It's not just one photo. It could be multiple photos, multiple videos, but you would have to you swipe left or whatever to be able to view it. Now, carousels have great potential for going viral for multiple factors. The first one is that they keep people's attention for a longer period of time. Someone will look at the first post in the carousel, and then if they liked it, they'll scroll to the next one. And if, for example, they spend 3 seconds on each photo and you got 10 photos, then that's 30 seconds of looking at your content. Now, since the person needs to swipe in order to see the next photo, they're actually like actively participating in the content as opposed to just swiping up, viewing, and then going to the next thing. So with a carousel, the person that's viewing, they can view the content as quickly or as slowly as they like. And then the second factor is that it has a greater chance of being liked, commented on, and shared. And this is because you're able to deliver more value in a single post. And it could also be due to the fact that since someone is already engaging in the post by swiping, for example, then they're way more likely to continue to engage by liking, commenting, and then sharing. Now, another type of content on Instagram, these have gotten super popular, super famous. In fact, as of right now, Instagram is still pushing these types of posts like never before. You can get tens of thousands of views, hundreds of likes, just by using this one type of post, and it's called a reel. So Instagram Reels, they're the newest type of content on the platform, and since it's new, Instagram's actively promoting Reels. So this type of content can really bring a lot of organic growth to your page. Video Reels are super short, less than 30 seconds long, but I think like now they might be going up to like 90 seconds with the new updates and stuff. But I think the reason why Instagram is really promoting these Reels is because of the popularity of things like TikTok, even YouTube. They're doing YouTube Shorts. It's just like short segments that are basically like TikTok videos. And it seems that Instagram is going to continue to favor kind of like the short form content rather than like the longer media. This means that any content that you make as a Reel has the potential to very quickly get a lot of views and get a lot of likes. Most of the popular Reel formats follow steps of like acknowledging a pain point, providing like a speedy answer, and then ending with a call to action. So it's like, oh, do you hate it when X, Y, and Z happens? Well, here's a quick hack, blah, blah, blah. Oh, did you like that solution? Make sure to like, comment, and share with a friend or something like that. So that's kind of like the typical order that they go down. Now, since the content is so short, the purpose of this type of post is to increase engagement and visibility of your account to people who may not know you or may not even follow you. So short, fast, straight to the point. That's what those are for. And last content type, I'm not going to go too in depth on it because for most people, it's not going to be their go-to form of media, but these are Instagram lives. So it may not be for every video, but or it may not be for every user, but live video is best for those whose physical appearance or physical presence is key to the content. So if your content doesn't require your face to be seen, or your content mainly consists of like infographics or just showing products, items, pretty much anything other than your face talking directly to a camera, then a live video may not be kind of like the best thing for the channel. But there are benefits to using a live video, and the main one is that it can really help to build authenticity because you can't edit out anything that you say during the live. There are no do-overs. Another benefit is that Instagram Lives, they actually will notify more people, more of your followers than like a single post will. And there's also like the added sense of urgency because if your audience is going to like miss out interacting with you during the live stream, then they missed their chance. Oh man, I didn't get to speak with him or I didn't get to ask my question or something like that. But there are downsides to the live, and the main one being is keeping people's attention. If people get bored with the live stream, they are very quickly to leave it. They might hop in. If it didn't catch their attention immediately, then they hop out. And it's like, oh, dang, but I started the beginning with this really great hook and it got people in, it got people asking questions. Someone just happened to pop in as I was explaining stuff and it was a little bit boring during that time. And it's like, it doesn't matter. If you already missed the highly attractive part of what you wanted to talk about, then anyone who comes in later, they're just going to miss it. They're not going to stay engaged. So you also need to make sure that you're prepared when you're doing the live streams, of course, and you got to know what you're talking about during the live stream. And that can be overwhelming for a lot of people as well, to be that prepared for knowing what you're going to talk about on the spot. But now that we've covered kind of like the basic types of content that you can post on Instagram, I want to begin to kind of like give you the general plan that you can implement for creating content for your feed. And the best approach to planning the content on your page is to actually start by writing out the type of market that you're focused on. So is your content focused in the area of health and wellness? Is it relationships? Is it business or like finances? You got to pick one of those markets. And then once you have that written out, then you can ask yourself, okay, like what subjects can I talk about within that market? And you want to write down like 5 or 7 subjects. So for example, let's say your market is relationships and your content is focused on helping parents adopt foster children. I love using this example. It's a great one. Some subjects might include legal tips. Another subject could be advice on proper documentation. Another subject is myths around adoption or foster kids. You can have a topic talking about parenting advice or guidance on where to find free resources for foster parents. And let's try like another category. Let's say for health, your content is about exercising at home. So the market is health, the niche is exercising at home. A subject could include diet tips. It could be workouts, at-home workouts. Another subject is supplements. Another one is equipment, at-home equipment that you could use for cheap. Another subject could be motivational quotes and then maybe exercise form, things like that. So you see, these are kind of like different types of subjects that you can have within your niche, within your market. And what you can do is then you write out those subjects, and then the next step is you look at each subject, and then you ask yourself, how can I make a single post? How can I make a carousel? How can I make a reel? How can I even do a live stream for this subject? And some of the subjects, might allow you to utilize all 4 types of content. Some subjects you might only think of 2 types or even 1 type. But your aim here is to try to list out a total of like 30 pieces of content total, not 30 for each subject, but like look at your 5 or 7 subjects and draft out multiple posts that you could do for each one and have those posts equal 30 pieces of content. And you may have multiple of the same type of content for a single subject, and that's okay. You may notice that you have more pieces of content for one topic than another, and that's okay too. You just want to make sure that based on the 5 to 7 subjects that you've written, you have a total of 30 pieces of content that you can make. And then once you have the 30 pieces kind of brainstormed, you got them written out, then you can give yourself a pat on the back because guess what? You've just successfully mapped out an entire month's worth of content. You just very quickly drafted it right then and there. And if you're having some trouble getting started, you can always look at other accounts for inspiration, see what other types of content they might be posting and the subjects that they talk about. And you can try to see how you can add your own unique spin to it. And if you're having some difficulty coming up with post ideas, you could join the Impact Podcaster Academy Facebook group. There, I've got templates you can use that you can easily apply to your own Instagram page. And as a side note to creating captions for your posts, I recommend that you just start drafting them out as quickly as possible. Just while you're in the creative flow, just try to think of what captions you could use. If you don't have any ideas for captions, that's okay. Again, you could look at other accounts for inspiration, see what they're writing out, and try to pivot it or make it uniquely fit for your own page. So as we're wrapping up this episode, to recap all the steps that I want you to take, is the first step is you got to write out your market. Is your content going to be focused on the area of health and wellness, or is it going to be relationships, or is it going to be business? You can't do 3, you can't do 2, you got to pick one. Just trust me on it. Makes things much easier. Now, after that, then you can begin to ask yourself, okay, what are like 5 or 7 subjects within that's related to my market, that's related to my audience, that I could use as inspiration to create content off of. And then once you have the 5 or you got the 7 subjects, for each one, write out how you can make a single post, how you can make a carousel, how you can make a reel, or even how you can make a live stream. Now, you don't have to do all of those for each subject, but just brainstorm. Think to yourself, like, could I do a single post? Could I do a reel? Could I do a carousel? Or even could I do a live stream on that subject? And try to aim for listing out at least 30 pieces of content total. And if you're having some trouble getting started, look at other accounts for inspiration, see what types of content they're posting. And if you follow those steps, you've just successfully created a month's worth of content for your Instagram page in a matter of, honestly, it probably would take a couple of hours. For me, it took maybe like 2-3 hours tops going through that process. And I didn't even end up creating a month's worth of content, sadly. I created actually 3.5 months. So it's like, whoa, that's pretty awesome. So, at the lower end, you might be 30 pieces of content. It's like, oh, darn, just planned out an entire month's worth of content. And then who knows, maybe at the higher end of things, it might be 3.5 months like I was able to do. So anyway, I hope this was able to help you out. I hope you got some inspiration for how you can create content for your own Instagram page to help grow your podcast and your subscribers. And if you're looking to hear more advice like this, and make sure to stick around because I got so many more great episodes of content coming out. So thank you so much for listening, and I look forward to seeing you in the next episode.